Welcome to the first DERDER headshot of 2013. We head out to Australia for the first event of the Super 7 series called an Action Paintball. Our first game is a battle of the two New Zealand teams, the Clown Monkeys versus NZ Plague. Phil gets a jump start, but who's counting that? And Jason Gardner does a holy shit slide into the corner. He's lucky we didn't get a better angle of that. It looks worthy of a short bus moment. Clown Monkeys had great success moving down the Dorito side and keeping the pressure on Plague. Plague had some success getting kills on the break, but they didn't have enough success with their gun battles to pull ahead. Bounces are always a nice little gift, and the Clown Monkeys take the first match 4-2. They also get some New Zealand bragging rights. The next matchup is between the X-Fighters and Uprising A. Uprising started out aggressively, taking the snake on the break, and then a little shuffle dance to try to get moving. Uprising had more success on the break, while the X-Fighters helped them out with some penalties. To make things more difficult, the X-Fighters break out with 4 due to some pit delays. In a close match, Uprising gets the 4-3 win. The next game is Sydney SWAT versus Eastside Raw. Scott Martin heads out early and gets caught, and then Ringo gets shot in his big ass head. Not a good start, so let's try this again. The second point is a little easier as Raw does a bad walkthrough, and Scott feels like bonus balling him. And Raw gets a penalty. And the next point, Shitters gets a couple bounces off the break and makes good use of this free life. You realize no one is watching the Dorito side, and then he bunkers out Scott and Ringo, winning the point. Shitters. Just because he's a nut job doesn't mean he can't shoot a gun. SWAT fixes their mistake, and they continue to take down Raw. Our next game is between Explicit and the Shenanigans. The Shenanigans have just made the jump to the Pro Division. On the other side, Explicit added Nathan Macca McDonald from the newly retired Hostile Intentions, as well as John Raba from the X-Fighters. Explicit had a strong attack with both Macca and Jake the Trouser Snake Spencer flying down the snake side. However, the Shenanigans acquired Mitch the Ginger Ninja from Uprising, who gave the two a good matchup. The Shenanigans proved to be able to handle the Pro Division as they trade punches with Explicit. Time runs out before we get a winner, and the teams tie at 3 apiece. This portion of the video is brought to you by paintballshop.com. Get what you want, unless you want a hamburger, because we don't sell those. The next match is between NZ Plague and Uprising. Plague had some success getting into the snake, and even more success with ditching a pod as it gets hit. Uprising didn't have as much luck. However, the lack of lucky breaks didn't hinder them from stepping up and taking out Plague. Uprising wins this 3-1. The next match is X-Fighters versus Explicit. Explicit dominated this game by successfully taking more ground and getting more kills on the break. Both sides of the field had constant pressure, and X-Fighters couldn't stop the onslaught. For some, this game was one big headache. The first skunk of the day goes to the X-Fighters. The next game is an ass-whooping bloodbath, with Sydney SWAT going up against my new favorite team, Apparition. Where do I start with Apparition? Squeegee stuck in my head, pods for my homies. Okay, I'm ready. Can I play? Yes, go and play with yourself in the dead box, and take your friend with you. Let's try this breakout thing again. Nope. How about now? Perfect form on the breakout. Probably shot everybody. Take a hot one to the hand, but no one's looking. And as usual, guess what happens next? Bam! Applesauce. Skunk number 2 on the day. SWAT wins. Next up is the Clown Monkeys versus Uprising. The Clown Monkeys had more success on the Dorito side thanks to some aggressive play by Jason Gardner. However, Uprising took advantage of a couple points with help from some good break shooting. When low bodies were on the field, both teams played conservative. Time runs out, and we have another tie. The next match is NZ Plague versus Eastside Raw. Shit. Raw started out trotting their way down the Dorito side. Raw was the more aggressive team in this match, with Shaga in the Snake and Shittas in the Dorito. The game was not one-sided. Plague did get a chance to shit on Shittas with a bunch of bonus balls from both sides. But Raw proved to have better gun skills, and they get the 4-2 win. Continuing on, we have the Clown Monkeys versus Explicit. The Trouser Snake was not afraid to take some ground. John Raba getting some G's from the back, and Explicit quickly gets the first point. Explicit had a more aggressive breakout, and the Clown Monkeys couldn't stay alive long enough to stop them. In a quick game, the Clown Monkeys get a goose egg. The next game is Raw Shittas versus X-Fighters. The X-Fighters are 0-2 on the day and need to step up their game here if they expect any chance of moving on. It's a back and forth match with quick points. In the end, the X-Fighters get close, but they don't seal the deal, and they get their third loss. Don't worry, X-Fighters, your next game is against Apparition. Apparition starts the match out with a penalty! You guys can figure out this whole break thing out eventually, right? Can't you? It's not rocket science. Okay, ready, go! Alright, look at that. You guys are well on your way to a series championship. The X-Fighters took advantage of the lack of experience of their opponents. Can you please give these guys a break? I mean, that's just mean. They might not be getting the G's, but they're definitely racking up some style points. Run! Run to your death! Damn. Well, that's no fun. Ah, shit! If he only shopped at paintballshop.com. Get some game from paintballshop.com. Guns, barrels, goggles, more guns. Darren. Live chat. Planet Eclipse, Die, Empire, HK, JT, Falcon, Killer, Paintball Assassin, Titman, DERDER. Check out paintballshop.com at paintballshop.com. The next game is Shenanigans versus Sydney SWAT. Despite being the new team in the Pro Division, Shenanigans played aggressive and went after Sydney SWAT. They did get some G's on the break, but a few bad decisions enabled SWAT to take control. SWAT takes this game 4-0. The next game is Explicit versus Uprising. Both teams were undefeated going into this game. Aggressive play on both sides resulted in quick points, with few bodies left after each point. Explicit held out during the jousting, except during this play. Coach? Hello? Despite the dumb Rhino attack, Explicit gets the 4-0 win. Shop at paintballshop.com. It just makes sense. The next game is Sydney SWAT versus the X-Fighters. X-Fighters are having a bad day and it's about to get worse. Ben gets shot playing sloppy, and then has a nice chat with his coach during the game. Talking! Penalty. Adding insult to injury, X-Fighters were either picked off the break or became victim of one of SWAT's many run-throughs. So far, SWAT has been unstoppable, giving up only 2 points in 4 matches. I bet they shop at paintballshop.com. Our final match on the day is Apparition versus NZ Play. Apparition breaks out awesome style. Yep. They continue to rack up more style points. By now you'd think they understand how the starting buzzer works. And you'd be wrong. With their best game of the day, 4-2 loss. That concludes our Saturday coverage of the first event of the 2013 2013 Super 7 Series? Make sure to check out Super7'spaintball.com for the latest information about the best tournament league in Australia.